Today. Sorry, we've had a few technical difficulties, but I think we're now up and running, which is amazing. So I do apologise for that. I think we'll just go straight into it. So Kate, she is a photographer that's been working with us for many, many years and responsible for all the gorgeous photos that you see on our live feeds, our Instagram feeds and Facebook and whatnot. And I just thought it would be a great opportunity to get Kate in, because when you are looking to plan your wedding, like choosing a photographer is one of the main, one of the first things you do, one of the main, photography is a major component of the day. Often though, like Kate, she's like a one-man band, so she books out very, very quickly. So it's important that if you are you're starting your planning process, that this is sort of your first point of call. So I'll just turn you over to Kate now, and we'll chat a little bit about, I guess, your experience and sort of where you're at today, I guess.
Yeah, thanks so much for having me, Danielle. It's so great to be here. So I have been a wedding photographer for over 10 years, and that makes me sound super old, but I promise I started when I was like really young, so it's okay. So I'm from New Zealand, as you can tell from my accent, but lived in Melbourne and the States, and now in beautiful Brizzy. As you said, one-man band. There's only so many weddings I can do, and unfortunately I've had a lot of postponements, but we'll get into that. Obviously people are having to reschedule with this COVID-19 crisis, but it's all going pretty well. I've started up some new things, which I'm sure we'll talk about too, and it's good to be here.
Yeah, excellent. Well, I just wanted to sort of chat to you about, I guess, now with the restrictions, like how you're now working with couples, but also I know that recently you've done some fun kind of elopements as well. So I wanted you to talk about that format, because I think it's something that people, like couples, may have to consider moving forward with travel bans
Yeah, definitely. And I've had I've had my brides ring me in tears, and it's devastating because couples plan their weddings for sometimes even over a year, and it's just so devastating to, within months of when they were supposed to be getting married, to be told, no, we can't, you can't do this anymore. And obviously we have to abide by the restrictions that the government's giving us. But I did have a couple that, they'd been planning their wedding for like 18 months and they just wanted to get married. We went to the New Farm Gardens, and they said their vows to each other, and it was just me, the couple, and a videographer. It was all outdoors, and it was so beautiful, so special and meaningful. And they were supposed to be having their reception at Lightspace, and they are still going to be having a party at Lightspace when they can, and it will probably look more like a vow renewal, but I'll be photographing that for them as well. But mostly what people have done is they have rescheduled to either the end of this year or next year, and it's just been a process of looking at the dates that I'm available as well. And it's going to be a very, very busy time next year for sure. Like, it's going to be crazy, but I do everything I can, obviously, for my couples to reschedule and put their deposit onto another date as well. So
yeah. And do you think people, because next year is going to be a bumpy year, do you think they're looking to maybe like a Friday or a weekday sort of wedding?
Yeah, well, that definitely helps me out for sure, because I'm getting inquiries for 2021, and there have been a few where I've rescheduled for like May 2021 weddings, and I've had inquiries coming in for those dates. So yeah, like, look, I'm going to do everything I can to do the right thing by my couples that have already booked, and put their dates into where they can, obviously they have to liaise with their venues as well. It's not just me that they're having to line up for the date. So yeah, it's definitely like, it would be really nice to do the Fridays and a weekday wedding for sure. But, if you can't do that either, that's totally fine. I'll work with my couples, and that's what I've said to them this time. Yeah,
which is amazing. But I mean, while we're in, I guess, lockdown, you're doing quite an exciting project at the moment, and you're helping couples supercharge their relationship, which I think is so important, particularly at this time, because
Yeah.
I think we all can agree. At times it can be stressful with our partners next to us 24/7. So yeah, tell us a little bit about that, because I'm just obsessed.
Oh, you're so kind. And so am I. It's been on my heart to create something around relationships to help others for a while now, probably over 2 years. And it's gone through different ideas and different stages, but I've landed on the Love Club. That is the name of what I'm doing. And it started as a weekly podcast just to what I'm doing is interviewing couples and different experts like psychologists every week. And I've also just recently opened doors to the Love Club membership. So that is a subscription for modern couples who want to supercharge their relationship. And I just think I was kind of like, oh, should I do it now? But then I had a lot of like my mentors and things telling me now's a really good time to do it. Yeah. And I also think in terms of my couples that are planning their weddings, I've got a few of them in the membership, and they have said to me, this is a great time to work on our relationship and make it better. And I would also just say, and I've put this in Instagram and stuff as well, like it can be really easy when you're planning your wedding to use this time to like get really confused and like re-inspired and think everything that you've kind of planned for your wedding, and there might be all these new things, shiny objects that you can chase. But I think it's important to actually look at who you're marrying and really think about the reason why you're actually getting married. Like, it's amazing to have a great day and a party, and that's so awesome, and I just love capturing that. But it's just been on my heart to do something with relationships as well, because I know that me and my husband, we have been through quite a tough time after we had kids. Communication was really lacking, and we were in like a really dark place, and we did a lot of things to work on it. And I just thought, man, people need to know this stuff. And it breaks my heart as well, because I do see, as a wedding photographer for like 11 years, like some of my couples, obviously they haven't stayed together, and it's none of my business whatsoever. But I do think, and I know from firsthand how hard it can be, like to be in a relationship with someone for, a committed relationship definitely takes work, and love is a choice, and we don't get taught these things. So in the membership, I've got video trainings, and they're in like 4 different modules. So like, I have to remember them off the top of my head now: clarity, communicate, connect, and grow. And they're all like video trainings in there. And also each month we kind of we have a topic for the month, and there's an expert that comes on, like a psychologist, counselor, relationship expert, and we do exactly like what we're doing now. We stream it live to the Facebook group, and it's also recorded in the member hub, so people can watch it whenever they want. And we have challenges, and it's just, I'm loving it. And with the podcast as well, it's just a really fun little thing that I'm doing. So
yeah, no, that's awesome. I guess to end or like cap off the chat today, can you give us maybe a couple of your top ISO date night ideas for those that they just they really need to like connect with their partner, and they're sick of watching like 100 episodes of Netflix together. So do you have like a few that we could sort of
for sure? And I've got my little jar of date nights here, because with the Love Club we've got it's a bonus, and there's 50 date night ideas that you can do from home. And the challenge for last month, because we're just in May now, but it was to cut up all of these and put them in a jar, and then just like pick one every week. So let me just, because I've written down I can't remember them all off the top of my head. But at home wine tasting. So grab a few bottles and, you know, like have your own wine tasting at home. Like, how amazing. Another one, going on the alcohol, is make your own like signature cocktail. I just think that's so fun. I've always wanted to get into like cocktail making, and
also you could then use that at your reception as your welcome drink.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like a bit of research, and it's like
oh, that is such a great idea. I didn't even think of that. Awesome. Yeah, like candlelight dinner, like get back to basics, cards, a board game. I also really love the card decks from the Gottman method. So it's just an app that you download. And that is a really fun little one that you can play for a date night as well. So there's just a few ideas.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. So I think we're going to sort of say goodbye to you for now. But I mean, is there anything, I'm just thinking, when couples, you know, as I mentioned, are looking for a photographer right now, what should they be looking at? Should they be looking at through social media, you know, talking to their family and friends?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's always good to get recommendations, and especially if you have been to a wedding and you've, you know, seen the photographer and seen the outcome of the photos. That's really, really a great place to start. Also, I think it's really important to not only look at the photos, but actually look at who is actually taking the photos, because a lot of people, or, you know, like with wedding photography, you can hire big companies and that's great, but you might not know who's turning up on the day. And I just think it's really important to get to know the photographer themselves, because you are spending so much time with your photographer on the wedding day. You really want to make sure that your personalities gel. And if you can't kind of get a sense of who they are from their social media, definitely set up a meeting with them, and get to know them before you book them, I would say.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great idea, because we also, when we're trying to, you know, match up our suppliers with our couples, you know, we take it really seriously, because we do understand that they're spending a lot of time, not only in the lead up, but on the day. And I think, you know, you are there at every special moment. So it's important that you get on, you feel really comfortable. And on that note, do you suggest maybe doing an engagement shoot beforehand so that they can get to know you even a little bit more, or is that
for sure. Oh yeah, for sure. I love engagement shoots. I mean, it's not possible for some people that live overseas, obviously, but I've even photographed couples a few days out from their weddings, and that can also make, especially the grooms who might be a little bit hesitant, can make them feel much more comfortable, because they sort of know what to expect on the wedding day, and there's no nerves about the photography side of things.
Yeah. And I guess too, like doing more of these like Zoom, like what, you know, because sort of it's just as good as face to face, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And I always ring my couples, even when they've just first inquired with me, because I think it's so nice to actually even just hear someone's voice and, you know, oh, you're a real person kind of. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, that's wonderful. And I just wish you all the luck. With the Love Club, I think you drop an episode every Friday, don't you?
Yeah, every Friday, 6 a.m. So Australian Eastern Standard.
Yeah. We're there at wonderful, so I'd have to catch up on today's. But thank you so much for joining us. You know, so many like good tips and tricks, and you know, ways that we can sort of keep planning and keep thriving, I guess, through, you know, these kind of really challenging and uncertain times. So thank you so much for joining us and chatting to us, and we'll be popping more resources about photography and choosing your photographer on our blog. We write weekly blogs, and then we will be sort of streaming also this episode to the Wedding School YouTube channel as well. So
awesome.
So thank you once again for joining us. We've joined together before on many episodes, but it's great to see you again.
Thanks, Danielle. Thanks for having me. Awesome. I've just stopped the live stream on Facebook, and I'll just stop recording now.